watch out for this. Watch out for this one guy in particular maybe, but watch out for this weird scam that goes around. Hello and welcome back to my silly, stupid little life, and today, story time. I've also discovered these, which are delicious, okay? 0 sugar. There's like 3 or 4 different flavors, and this will be my first time trying the red one. Red lemon soda. I've tried the pink and the green. They taste so good. I cannot believe there's no sugar in them. So let's try this one together. I think I prefer both the pink and the green. My girlfriend said this was her favorite flavor. It does taste just like similar to a San Pellegrino. Still fucking delicious. Oh my god. It's really good. It's really good. It's just the other two are like super good. So, you know, don't tell this one. Anyway, story time. So, I'm in Thai language school, and it's maybe a 30 to 40 minute walk from my home. There's all sorts of really interesting things that can happen in that stretch of Sukhumvit between like Asok and Thonglor Station. Including a lot of people, I say people, men, a lot of men, who will suddenly kind of veer in to approach you as you're walking by and go, "I'm sorry, do you speak English?" And my first thought when they do this is always, does this person need directions? Are they lost? Sure, I'll help them out even though there's English everywhere. Especially in this area of Bangkok, it's primarily English. So I always stop and say, yes, do you need help with something? Guard up, so I'll be like, yes, do you need help? Do you need directions? But I'm not openly inviting like, what do you need? I'm saying, do you need this thing? So far I am batting 0. They do not need directions. It's always some weird scam, okay? It's always some weird scam. They always want money for something. So it constantly happens. It is never Thai people, which makes sense because they wouldn't really be able to prey on English speakers and be like, I'm not Thai and I'm lost in this country. It's always foreigners pretending to be lost in this country and needing money. But today was interesting. Today, I was actually past Thonglor. I was down by a mall called Gateway Ekamai with one of my classmates. We were having coffee after school, and this guy approaches our table. We're sitting outside the coffee shop. He approaches our table. I've never heard of this in my life. This was wild. I wish I just constantly was recording video everywhere I went, but my classmate can attest to this having happened. Approaches our table, does the do you speak English thing. She immediately goes to ignore him. She's Japanese though. English is not her native tongue, but she immediately goes to ignore him and turn away. And I turn to him and I go, yes. He starts telling some story I didn't quite understand. He only gets a few seconds in before he drops the shirt on the subject. But he starts going into like, oh, I just got out of the hospital from surgery, blah, 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 blah. And then just lifts up his shirt to show his belly with a fake surgery scar. And I don't mean a fake old scar. He is faking having just had surgery with bandages, fake blood, and a huge, probably about this long, fake surgery incision all sticking out weirdly with bandages and fake blood all around it. Now, I am not fucking expecting this. So I just brain short circuits. And when you first glance at something like this, it's quite well done, to be honest, for people to just glance at. It could definitely fool you. So when you first glance at something like that, you're not immediately thinking that's fake. You're just like, what the fuck? And he's remarkably close to the table, so I jump back to be like, distance between myself and the blood, please. And the whatever else is happening here, crazy person who just approached our table and showed off like what appears to be a surgery fresh. And then, you know, your brain clicks in after a second and you're like, that's fucking, you're not walking around with a freshly cut open gut. It's in the middle of your gut and it's this fucking long. You're not just wandering the streets and with your fake blood and asking, like, what is happening what is happening? So my classmate has just turned right away from him, and then I turn away too and kind of ignore him for just enough time that he gets the hint that it's like, oh, leave, because he probably doesn't want to be reported to the police. So he just scoots. And then she turns to me and explains that she met him about a year ago, and he did the same thing to her at that time with the same fake surgery. And I'm just like, what? This is next level for street scams. Like, I'm just like, he puts effort in. He goes into makeup. He goes into his makeup tent and gets his makeup done before every performance, going out on the street to try to get money out of strangers. What is happening? And then I see him trying to solicit money from some guy, and I tried to jump in and stop before he lifted his shirt, but I couldn't quite save the guy on time, and the guy was just obviously like, what the fuck is happening? And just like froze and kind of just went like this and turned away and walked away from him. But he did see me jump up and try to say something, and then obviously I've ruined his grift in that area, so he starts like making what I assume are meant to be offensive hand motions at me, but he's from a different culture than me, so to me they didn't seem offensive. They just seemed like, hey, hey. And I was just like, go away. Because I saw him trying to approach as well right after this some younger women, like 2 younger women that were standing there, and I was like, nah. So I started doing this to him, like, go, go, go. Don't traumatize those poor girls who probably will not realize that it's fake. And he did scoot, not before making more hand motions in my general direction that I'm sure were supposed to be offensive. I should be offended greatly. Clearly I am a bad person for ruining his grift, but yeah, I just wanted to share this quickly. I'm going to be switching to a new upload schedule, which will hopefully appease the algorithm gods and we can grow this channel a little bit. But this just happened to me today, and it's very interesting. And I've never heard of a grift where you went into makeup ahead of time with yourself and just keep repeating that, and clearly he's been doing it for a very long time. That's crazy. So if you're walking around Bangkok, especially in the Sukhumvit area, and strange men approach you and ask if you speak English, just so you know, in my experience now, in 6 months of living in Thailand, they have never actually once, not a single time, truly needed help. They are looking for money. It's a grift. It's the same guys. I'm seeing them. They'll spin you a sob story. Maybe they'll show you a fake surgery scar. I don't know. I would recommend being prepared for that. So yeah. That was crazy. Anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff, share with people, and help me grow this little channel as my little expat life living in Thailand gets more and more complicated as time goes on, and I would really, really like to make this a fun little community. So that's it for me for today. Thanks for listening, and go out there and have an adventure. With or without surgery scars. I don't know what you're into. Okay, bye!